Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for day one of the playoffs here at the Mytel International Championship Series. One of you got evossg going up against Resurgence in a best of 3 bout, and we are going to be your shoutcasters. I am Nomad. Alongside with me is Leo. How you doing today, man?
Thank you so much, Nomad. Glad to be here. And again, the playoffs begin right now. I'm excited to see what Resurgence is going to be bringing up against Evos here. And so far, with the past week of broadcasts that we've had, I'm just excited to see what the region and the best of the best have come to bring here. Ladies and gentlemen, we see here Evos on the play. RSG on the response, first taken out. Again, this is very evident in the recent days of competition. Valir, quite the high stock in this mage / support. And of course, Natalia, while Resurgence taken out Popol and Koopa and Jawhead.
And with the Natalia being banned out, that would mean the Resurgence might opt to go for a Selena play here. And they are. Thumbs is going to be the insta-lock. No choice, no other possible choice there for the first pick. Second, for the response pick. Thumbs is a good side lane, as well as Selena being able to provide a lot of information for the team. Now, this would mean that a Kimmy pickup here might potentially be the case for evossg, but we have to take into consideration that Selena will be able to eliminate Kimmy.
Now it's just figuring out which core / marksman they'd like. And it's interesting to see Evos with their affinity or preference for Esmeralda, despite her being, relegated to a side laner for the most part of the funnel meta. They choose to first pick her, so they really just trust what the hero could bring. Now they pick up, I'm hoping the last of their frontliners, because if they pick up any more, then I'm guessing they're going to be lacking in damage. And we've seen that happen over the past few days, wherein teams would draft just very strong frontliners, great supports, and just flounder because they can't burst down or deal enough damage to their opponent. So yeah, that's going to be Kufra and Uranus locked in for Evos, while Resurgence locks in the carry as their last pick for the first half.
Carry is a good pick into this Uranus, because Uranus won't be able to handle the pounding that Carry would be delivering, especially because of the passive that Carry inherently has, delivering true damage. So no matter how tanky this Uranus is, it will almost always melt by the hands of this Carry. Akemi is going to be banned out, and this would mean that Claude is in the table here for Evos.
Oh yeah. Not very often do we see Claude let through, at least after the banning. So, yeah, good pickup for Claude here. But they might not even go for a marksman anymore. Actually, yeah, they ban out the Kaja, so the Claude would be a good pickup. Nothing to stop him, really. Hard to lock him down, even with the threat of an Abyssal Arrow. You can just BMI out of there. Good read here by Evos. Resurgence, though, they still need a solid frontliner. I don't think Tam's going to be enough.
Yeah, Thumbs won't be enough for this. I feel like it might be a Jawhead pickup if Evos does not opt to go for the Jawhead, but we do need to consider the consideration that... Oh, Jawhead's banned out.
Jawhead's banned out, yeah.
Jawhead's banned out. So, an Atlas will be a good pickup.
Solid Atlas, yeah. Oh, I really like what Evos is doing here, unless they're just flashing us this. They lock it in, all right. So they're throwing us back maybe 6 or so months and bringing back these good old heroes that still perform, just have fallen off the wayside in the funnel strategy meta, and they pick up the Granger and lock in the range with Farsa. So far, I'm liking it. There's a good amount of burst, good front line, and quite a good catch with Esmeralda.
And a Basha is going to be picked up here. Would be a problem for the Farsa if Basha would be able to roll his way on over to Farsa. But looking at how the lineup is, I'm leaning more towards the Resurgence lineup, because they will be able to scale really well, and they have a lot of answers, especially to this Farsa would be a very, very easy target for the Abyssal Arrow.
On the contrary, my friend, on the contrary, I actually enjoy what Evos is bringing here. I can dig how fast they can go. Really, that Granger, as soon as he hits level 4, Sonata onto anybody. Selena, onto the Angela if she's caught out without heart guard. Even the Tams if they lock him down. I really enjoy what they're doing here. But again, that Baksha could spell disaster for Uranus and Kufra, Eon and Soul respectively, or Soul and Eon respectively. But with that being said, I think we're split when it comes down to predictions, but it's going to have to come down to this game to see which team is going to come out first with the advantage in this best of 3. So far, I think the early game is going to be owned here by Evos. I really do think that that's a solid mid lane with the Granger, Farsa, and Kufra starting it off.
That is true. And moving into the mid game to the late game, I feel like carry is going to be a problem. But
yeah,
we are going to have to take into consideration as well that this is going to be a best of 3. So game number 1 would more than likely be a download game for these guys. What's gonna happen? What I mean by download game is that on the first game, you're not gonna be expecting a lot of the strategies in the team fights. Yeah, we will be able to see the picks and bans of these teams and how they are gonna be looking into drafting the game. But if we're gonna go to the game number 2, that's when the huge adjustments typically come in for both of these teams.
Yeah, but again, this is the playoffs, so I wouldn't feel comfortable even if I were Evos or Resurgence to consider any game a download game. But nonetheless, information is king, and if you're able to read your opponent, make the most of the information you get by, say, playing your first game rather loosely, then I guess all the better to be able to lock in the best of 3 here. Interestingly enough, I think Sana is going to go into the off lane as well as Sync. And then that's going to be Kaizi P, Life4, and Jason owning mid. Yeah, the only real thing that's stopping for Evos from snowballing into an impossible mid game would be Jason. I think Jason with the wards. Jason with the wards and with the threat of picking off Potato or JPL. That's essentially what Resurgence here wants to do. But with the Purify on JPL plus the Wings by Wings, I might be able to get away with it. Interesting though, Potato with the Retribution. Very risky, very greedy, I believe.
And just so that the viewers here are wondering, that was a pause being called earlier on. The pause screen just didn't pop up. So make sure you share the stream as well. This is the playoffs. The winner of this tournament will be gunning for the lion's share of the $10,000 prize pool that we have available.
Ooh, 10 big ones. Now look at this. Starting off strong in bottom lane. Eon gonna follow through. Sync looking really low. Throwing out Potato shots after shots. Now with the glaives, Jason wants more. Is Potato gonna go down? Yes, he is. Jason gets first blood here. Life4 and KZP gonna follow through. Bouncing ball underneath the turret. Aeon does not want any of this as Pokemon follows through. That's 4 members, Pokemon, 4 members of Resurgence. I don't think you want this. And they're gonna go for a, if I must say, rude engage here as they invade that red buff. Oh, Potato though, with the Retribution. It's mine, fam. Don't touch that. As KZP rolls in. Stuns Soul. They get a second kill here. 0-2. Potato gets the revenge kill onto Sync. And now the fight continues. Nomad, we're not even a minute in, and there's so much action already. Pokemon, not going to be enough for him to spin around and walk away. JPL trading here with Kaizi P. It's so messy. 2-4 currently. But the key here is Potato only died once. Could have been worse here for the core of Evos. But gotta give kudos to Resurgence here. Very aggressive, and it somehow paid off.
Yeah, I was about to say that it was a very greedy play for them, just staying in the bottom lane and trying to, and just giving a lot of bodies towards that orange buff. But eventually, with the 4 kills being secured by Jason and Leah, that's automatically going to be a big spike going into the mid game, allowing them to be able to buy up the necessary first items that they have for the item spikes.
Oh, look at this now. Big fight up top. Sync versus Soul. Soul barely dodging the arrow, but it's gonna be enough. The burst from Jason has come through. press X to Jason, if you will. Potato now throwing out the Sonatas, missing Sana with the third one. Here comes KZP alongside Sana inside of him with the Poissons popped. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's too tough, but there's not enough damage output. Leah has the orange buff though, but I don't think it's time for one carry to fight just yet. 2 minutes, 40 seconds in.
And they're going to be leaning towards Soul here over the top lane. The Abyssal Arrow does not connect. Goes in for the dive in. Soul, the turret juggle is real good from Resurgence, but they do not manage to secure a kill. Meanwhile, over to the bottom lane, that's going to be Sana in a tight spot. JPL actually fall down. That is a trade. Good thing it wasn't execute in the turret, not giving any gold whatsoever towards the side of evossg.
Ooh. You know what? 3 minutes in, I must admit, I stand corrected. They're laning here very aggressive, very different from what I expected.
Nice arrow! Onto Aeon. Aeon jumps in with the rage, and it doesn't even matter.
Too. Yeah, oh, but they do get a revenge kill, and Aeon does not fall. Again, these two teams, they continue to surprise us, and it's actually Resurgence here who's the aggressor and owning the early game, while it's Evos who's going for the counterpunch.
Man, even if that was Sync going down, it was still a mid lane turret going down as well. That was a good trade. Worth it. It's very worth, yeah. And that just allows them to roam freely in towards the jungle. And as I say, that turtle's going to be secured by Granger. They are going to go in for the fight. There goes the Feather Air Strike onto Sync and to Leah. Pokemon diving, going dangerously low on HP. And Leah's just going to be kiting everybody. And this is what I've been talking about. Carry will be able to tear down the HPs of these people. But as I say that, Sync goes down by the hands of Soul.
All right. So far, I'd still think Resurgence is up by just a wee bit. Literally an inch, a hair, if you will. But evossg, you got to give it to them. They recovered quite well from this aggressive start brought to us by the RSG squad. Now, Soul wanting to steal this Lithomancer. Litho Wanderer. Oh, Eon gets hit again by Jason. Oh, Eon's going to go down here. Nice execution here by our Selena. Now, this is going to be KZP going to go for the roll. Oh, Feather Air Strike. Not going to be enough to stop the slaughter as Jason goes for another. Soul going to be backing out, missing the arrow by just that much as Potato spends time up top, pushing Sync back, who's going for the cut. JPL walks through the arrow. Man, Jason is on fire here, Nomad. 4-0-2.
4-0-2 on this Selena, and you really don't want to give Selena that advantage going into the late game because she'll start to become a problem. Speaking of problems, Soul is in a bit of a predicament there. If the turret wasn't there, they wouldn't have been committed to that, but he still manages to survive though and manages to regain a lot of his HP. Jason, though, going to try to go for this one-on-one duel against Soul. Not going to be a one-on-one anymore because Leah's going to be there to back them up, but no Abyssal Arrow connections. If the arrow connected, he would have been dead. Meanwhile, topside, JPL and Sync in a bit of a scuffle. JPL cuts out the lane, allowing them to provide a lot of pressure here over at the top side. And Sync's going to be stunned by the Feather Air Strike, and that's going to be Granger securing the kill. Potato securing the kill, and the bottom lane turret, tier 2 turret, is going to be traded out for the top lane inhibitor turret.
No, man, something tells me this is the wrong mirror to go for. I mean, sure, Leah and Jason are down bottom, but who they sent up top was just worth more than a penny and a dime. It was Sync and KZP, the hardest members of Resurgence that Evos had to go through to take that tier 1 turret. And now Jason's going to go for the response. Potato here and Pokemon's not enough. The Popo duo might just have to pay the price here unless there's enough damage. Wow!
Oh.
What a surprise! Falling Star Moon, point blank onto Sync. Jason gonna throw out the arrow, and here comes the cavalry. All 5 members of Resurgence gonna follow through and push back the duo plus Eon. That's a good haymaker move here by evossg as JPL takes out mid while all the trouble is up top. I'm liking so far what we're seeing here. They're punching and moving, stick and move.
Yeah, they're trying to equalize the map here, doing a good job to that as well. Comparing that to how Resurgence played the early game push by securing the first tier 2 turrets, they managed to completely open up the jungle here. All tier 1 turrets are down. top lane tier 2 turret is about to go down as well on the side of Resurgence. So there's really nothing else that you can do there. And as I say that, the Heart Guard is really doing a lot of wonders there. Manages to survive that 4-man onslaught there. Soul almost falls down by the hands of Leah. Jason's Abyssal Arrow is not going to be connecting anytime soon. And wow, they're just playing it wonderfully. This Angela carry composition is working wonders. As I say that, Leah's going to be pushing forward onto Soul. Soul low on HP. They're going to be disengaging evossg. Don't want to give away any free kills to this to this Leah.
No. Oh, it's a Cargilla. I'm trying too hard, but yeah, you're right. The Angela's so good here. It can go into Jason if he does go for the dive. Could go into Leah. Could even go into KCP or Sync. I love it. This is a Swiss Army knife Angela that's being ran here by Resurgence, and she's way worth her pick here. So punching out of her weight class. But now look at this. Falling Star Moon onto Sync. Sync versus 2. 2 versus Sync. He's going to go down here. The damage from these 3 now as Potato walks in. But it might be a mirror move, Nomad. They might have to concede their second tier turret up top. Because JPL, he can't defend this. Oh, birdie time. Out of the map boundaries. And I think, wow, they just have free reign. Look at this. Turtle and turret.
Nice micro there though, by JPL. If that were any other Farsa player, that would have been an easy Abyssal Arrow, if I do say so.
For sure. And now you mentioned the arrow, Jason's hit rate has slowly been going up and down, and as I say that, down goes Soul off of Jason's initiate, but they take out Jason, so down goes to Selena. That's going to be a KZP with Sana inside of him. The Angela popping the Heart Guard early on. Now he rolling, hopping up, and down goes the Baksha, taken out by Pokemon with the dance. But Esmeralda is going to pay the price as well. Sync taking him out. It's a 2-for-2. Jason and KZP for Soul and Pokemon. So far, Turtle, last one went to Resurgence, and now they're going to take this purple buff here. Sync gonna push back what's left of evossg, and they just take it. Man, Leah here, he might just be unstoppable at this point, Nomad. Golden Staff, Endless Battle, got that Machete, Swift Boots, and I think he's building up a Queen's Wings next.
Yeah, Queen's Wings would definitely up the survivability here of Leah, and again, the carry pick is a good pick into this the tankier lineup here of evossg, because they're going to melt. Aeon and Soul, they will melt without any problems. Pokemon, even though he will be able to get the shields, if Carry would just get a couple of auto attacks, the shields won't exist any longer. As I say that, a couple of auto attacks are happening here onto Aeon. KZP goes for the stun onto Aeon himself. There goes a Feathered Airstrike just to force them all back. And Leah is on the hunt here, looking for more kills.
Man, Leah 304. I mean, you could do much better with a Bounty Hunter, but not doing bad at all. Not at all. And still in the lead for the most part of this game, despite the 1 kill advantage on to the side of... Hold up. evossg. They're ahead by about 1,000 gold. Now, Thunderbelt. All right, my mistake. It was a Thunderbelt he was building towards. Much better, I think. True damage.
True damage is good damage here for Leah. Nice one. Nice timing there, but nobody really is going to be following.
Yeah, no follow through. Oh, Death Bush. Watch out. Oh.
Might be a Death Bush. Aeon's going to try to bait it.
Yeah. But I don't think Resurgence is going to have any of it. I wonder if they know. Lord starting up here. All ults are online. Oh, they're going to have to let go. Reset on the Lord take. Oh. Jason, though, getting stunned out by Eon. KZP in the middle of the action. There's the Falling Star Moon. There's the Feathered Airstrike right in the middle of everyone. The Poissons has been popped. Down goes Sync. Oh, wait. But Sync has an immortality. It's out now. KZP still alive, but very low. Leah has the Angela inside of him. Sana. Eon going to be taken out here. And Carry tastes blood once more. That's going to be a 1 for none so far. And KZP rolling up. Missing as he hits the wall. There's another another Feathered Airstrike just to back off the rest of Resurgence. Wow, what a skirmish with Resurgence winning out 1 for none. Eon bites the dust. Oh wait, it's not over! KZP gonna be taken out by JPL as he gets away. Sync gonna follow suit. Up next is gonna be Leah. Can he get the carry? Can they shut down the big one? Oh, Sana gonna go inside Leah. Got a shield. Oh, Pokemon buys the dust as he's kited by the Shuriken Assassin. Leah with the orange buff. How perfect. Sana still inside of him. This is just very Jason waiting in the wings. Arrow out. He does have orange buff.
But I don't think it's gonna be enough though. This can be stolen over. No, it's not gonna be stolen. There goes the retribution. There goes the falling star, not the falling star, but the feathered airstrike to secure the kill. But Leah in the back lines takes down JPL.
It's dangerous, but not impossible. What a bold take here, and they actually get it done. So that's the first part of the game going towards evossg. Off the back of Potato's well-timed retribution, and of course, not to mention JPL's feathered airstrike that helped plenty. They do take down Jason, so that's a good shutdown on the Selena that's been causing so much trouble since minute 0 of this game. Now, Lord gonna be marching down bottom. I still can't say no, man. This is still anybody's game.
Anybody's game, yeah. This is just a level 1 Lord, and that was a bit of a connectivity issue there. Because these guys are playing in the, I think they're playing in the Singapore server right now. So, considering the fact that we are in the Philippines, you would be experiencing that. So we would like to apologize for that. But Lord pushing in onto the bottom lane and not gonna be taken care of just yet. And this is Evos just mounting up a comeback here. From all the pushes there, KZP gets knocked up by Aeon. Aeon's going to be forced back here. And Resurgence, they are looking for blood. They're going to try to go in for the push here. And KZP is going to go down. That's a tanky player going down. Sing does not have ultimate available, but he does manage to take down Soul. And all the HPs are dangerously low here for Resurgence and Pokemon. And Leah are in the fight here against Leah. The Hard Guard's not going to be enough. He actually managed to take down Pokemon, and this is completely doable by Leah and Sana. There goes the feathered airstrike, and he still manages to take down Aeon JPL on his own in a 1v2, and will decide to back off.
But you know what? There were trades left and right, Nomad. It was 3 for 4, but they still ended up penetrating down bottom and even top if Sana doesn't get to this real quick. And still, I gotta give it up to both teams here. This is Resurgence, maybe for the first time in this whole game, that they were 100% on the back foot as they were mounting a defense of a lifetime, while Evos was just placing the pressure on in the right places at the right time. If only maybe JPL were a little bit more active in that team fight, they could have bursted down Leah. But again, decisions. There's only so much you can do in the right way at the right time. Oh, they burst down Jason with the Winter Truncheon. Still gonna get finished off here as KZP pops the Poisons quite prematurely, if you ask me, but he gets away with it nonetheless. Nice pickoff. Death Bush with just two. So you gotta say JPL here is pretty lethal already.
Pretty lethal, yeah. And JPL is going to have to be the primary target, especially in big team fights. As I say that, there goes the rage. Nice snipe there by Aeon. And Sync is gonna go down. Counter on Inferno is not gonna be enough to sustain him, and he's gonna be eventually taken out. And this is evossg just controlling the map once again. They're securing the trades. As soon as they secure the trades, they make sure that they secure the objectives, which is to shove all the lane towards the side of Resurgence and then hopefully go for the one final Lord take.
Let's see. Still impressive how the map still belongs to evossg here. Now KZP once more with the Poisons, dropping the Revitalize as well, and it's gonna be enough so far, plus the Immortality. So there's a lot of ults that they need to rain down upon this Baksha to actually put a dent onto his life bar with what looks like more than a dozen little bars in it already. So yeah, these two tanks here, Eon and Baksha, Eon and KZP, such MVPs. 0-6-10, 0-4-11. They're pulling their weight.
Oh, look at that one strike from the feathered airstrike. Sana was already a quarter HP. 4 hits, that's a delete. Oh man.
Ooh.
All these guys are item locked now.
All the cores, I believe.
All the cores,
there are still a few slots left for the supports. But that aside, we're still at deadlock. 50k a piece here in KZP with the Poisons, just enough to bother the three here who's trying to take Lord, with Soul keeping up the pressure in mid, making sure that that lane is pushed in. Oh, JPL caught out, wings by wings, saving himself just barely. KZP, Leah got Sana in him, Heart Guard already popped. Oh, but they push up top, look at that Nomad. Nice little poke, and the turret just goes down. All that Resurgence has left is mid. That's it. After that, it's going to be a tough time. Pressure going to be crashing down on all sides.
This is bad decision making from Resurgence. They oversaw the top lane push. That was a big minion wave as well. And KZP, that's going to be a big blunder inside Resurgence. They needed KZP. And KZP is down and out for the next 48 seconds. And evossg, they're mounting out a comeback here. Leah falls down. I'm calling it. This is going to be game.
It's over. As they say, it's over. This is the first game, and who'd have thunk? I really was about to concede that Resurgence had Evos number early on, but now it seems to be a whole nother story. 18 minutes in, 34 seconds. It's anything but evossg's game. Congratulations. That's going to be game 1 in a best of 3, going over to the saber-tooth tigers. I think that's what the Evos mascot is, or it's a tiger. I'm not sure, but yeah, congratulations. Leah here, 816. By no means is this a failure of a cat.
And we are back for game number 2 in the Mytel International Championship Series 1 playoffs between Resurgence and evossg. Of course, Evos up 1 game after mounting a very, very successful comeback and taking advantage of the blunders that our Resurgence did during the late game. We'll be seeing not much of an adjustment here, but you know, the draft is still going to be changing in game number 2. Of course, we are going to be your Shotcasters. I'm Noman, and alongside with me is Leo.
Good to be here, ladies and gentlemen. After counterpunch after counterpunch after counterpunch in an 18-minute and 30-second brawl, evossg gets the better of Resurgence in game 1, but we'll see if Resurgence here can, learn from their mistakes and essentially force a game 3. Hopefully you guys have clicked share on this stream and of course have commented away, because there is a giveaway happening. 3 people are going to be winning themselves a Lightborn skin, so make sure you go ahead and make your thoughts heard, and you share the stream and holler in the chat. But right now the draft has begun, and it's going to be a Resurgence on the play and Evos on the response. Taken out first, Ling and Kimmy. So these are your cores for Resurgence, and Evos, they don't want that Tams. Very well played by Sync in game 1, and of course the Natalia.
That's an Esmeralda pick. This might be a Jawhead Selena first wave pick, or a Jawhead Kufra potentially. But they need to secure the Selena though. Selena is, despite not being able to show up during game number 1, still an invaluable factor going into the early to the mid game in order for them to try to spot out where the core is taking their buffs, so to speak.
Yep. And Valir. Valir is also available, so these 2 teams could consider Valir. Again, a hot pickup, a very contested hero in the Mytel International Championships. But yeah, Resurgence here are going to have quite the field day and draft a very early and lethal lineup so far in that Claude and that Jawhead. So Jawhead already ticked off. Valir, the only one left that's on the board. But so far, I don't think these teams, maybe save for Resurgence. Resurgence can still pick up the Valir, BB played by Jason. But yeah, Evos already locked it in. It might actually be JPL on the Selena.
It's going to be a battle of the tanks pickup here, and Evos is going to take priority of that. I'm potentially seeing a Kufra Atlas ban coming from each of these teams. That is what's lacking here.
We are in the second phase. There's the Atlas.
There should be the Kufra, which would mean that Evos would be stuck with a Grok and a Hylos.
Hylos isn't so bad. Especially against Esmeralda. So if Evos is left with the Hylos, which they will have first pick on, since Red is going to be first in the second half, they instead go for the Uranus ban. Alright, so again, Kufra still up, Hylos still up if you want to stop that Esmeralda, which these two teams respect, and they put a lot of stock in. So that should come into play here. Can be a good consideration.
Yeah, very good consideration indeed. I feel like Akufra would somehow be better, but at the same time, if they give away the high loss towards the side of a Resurgence, Claude and Esmeralda will have the heyday of their lives. And they opt to go for a Masha. I believe evossg wants to go for turret takes here. That is going to be the name of the game. And that's a Kaja and a Kufra. We forgot about the Kaja being available. Well, I forgot about the Kaja being available. And Kaja, just catching this carry would be influential enough in a team fight.
Yeah, I think they chose to pick it up. Well, just to really seal the deal. Would have been better if Evos was the one who prioritized the Kaja, because they really need to be able to stop that Claude, right? Sans a well-timed BMI, once Kaja has hold of you, it's basically over. But it might be overkill given that they already have a Selena. So yeah, they need a frontliner here. It would be too greedy to say that this Mash is going to be enough, or even this Popol and Koopa, which has often been built as a tank, you know? You can expect the Popol and Koopa to pick up their belts. You can... Hold up. Terizla is back. Is Terizla back, Nomad? Look at this.
I kind of get it now. The synergies behind here is that as soon as Esmeralda or Claude comes in, a penalty zone is gonna arrive and give them the necessary penalty cards that they need to successfully go back to their base, so to speak. You know, early recall because they got eliminated. But a Kufra and a Kaja, that is, those are more important heroes here for the side of Resurgence. And
yeah, on paper, like, I just gotta give this game over to Resurgence. But we've seen Evos, even in game one, Evos had an interesting lineup when they picked up the Granger and the Farsa. There were maybe a couple better picks that might have been more traditional or safer. But again, never count out evossg when it comes to the strategies that they employ. It's been a while since we've seen Terizla, and even a Masha with an execute. We've seen Masha inspire, but Masha execute, this is going to be something else. So, yeah, I mean, safe pick is going to be Resurgence, but Evos might just have something interesting up their sleeves.
And game number 2 is going to be crucial. Match point, evossg. Resurgence needs to force this game 3.
Ooh.
They're going to try to force their way into this orange buff. KZP is going to be spotted out here first by JPL and Pokemon. Pokemon can just chase for days. First kill is going to get popped. We'll be able to move around across the map. We'll be able to try to steal this. That is not going to be stolen. He might pay the price. Gets ejected. His HP is hyper low. He can run fast, but he can't run faster than this Jason with the flicker into the bouncing ball. Sana takes down Aeon as well. Early 2 kills here for Resurgence. The same thing that happened earlier on in game number 1.
All right, interesting switching of roles here. It's JPL on the Popol and Koopa, and Aeon actually on the Selena here. So far, I think a key here would be Aeon to have solid arrows. Aeon here needs to really show us good Selena arrows, just like Jason did in game 1, to really make this lineup work. Because it's such a finesse lineup. It's not the basic Mobile Legends esports lineups we've seen before, with like a super scoped in strategy. Even I can't put on paper what exactly this lineup wants to do besides pushing. So yeah, we need to see this unfold. Like, just the mad minds of those behind evossg putting this lineup together.
Yeah, we'll just have to enjoy the game and watch how evossg makes this work. Koopa's gonna go down, so the 6th man of evossg is out. The Ring of Order is gonna hurt Aeon, so to speak. Pokemon's gonna fall down though over at the bottom lane, and that is a 0-2-0 Masha.
Oh no, Pokemon, what are you doing? This is actually a very different type of Masha. We usually see her just focus down on turrets, stay in lane, and maybe come out after level 4 so that she has the Thunderclap to confirm kills. But this Masha has just been a little too aggressive, like a cat that jumps before they look. It might be more for the worse than for the better. Eon's still here at level 3, just getting the ult right there at level 4 now. Pokemon doing more traditional Masha things, sticking down to bottom lane, making Potato here secure his own purple buff. Oh, there's the Falling Star Moon onto Soul, but again, Body of Smith here, plus them shields, gonna be able to help. Oh wait, Jason coming in from behind. They take Aeon down, early blazing the wet by Leah here. They do take the walkie grass. Sana looking low. Do they get the first kill? Yes, they do. On to the Jawhead. Pokemon gets it, but Pokemon goes down in short order as Leah finishes him off. JPL with the short flicker. Oh, using the grass. Is it going to be enough? No, the orange buff on Leah is a little too much. So we're going to be next here. Oh, there's from Jason. Going to go for the hop. And the knock up. Jason jumping out. They get a kill onto Sync. Potato gets it, and that's going to be 101, a 4-hour carry. And up next, Jason. Can Ian finish it off? Wait, why did Jason not... Sorry, why did Aeon not finish off Jason? Did you see that? He jumped over into the bush and then just let the Kufra go. Huh. Alright, maybe he was just playing safe, but nonetheless... This is Evos not pushing it. They know that they're on the back foot. They are down about 1,000 gold here and change. They just need to protect what cores they have in Potato. And Soul's not doing so bad himself, actually. So, what a surprise that Terizla actually survived that kind of team fight down here in mid. Back in lane now. Ooh! Nice catch. That must be a 5-second stun on to KZP. JPL gets the kill. Up next might be Leah, and they do get it. What a blitz. Now Sync going in with the Falling Star Moon, and they pay the price. Sync goes down in short order. 3-0. What a turnaround. And just like that, just a snap, a single snap, and they follow through.
And this is looking like game number 1, slowly but surely. evossg is making sure that the lineup is working wonders. And again, one of the win conditions here for evossg is Potato on that carry. Currently sitting at the 2-0. Aeon, yes, died down 0-2 and 3, but the Abyssal Arrows have been on point so far.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Nomad. It reminds us of game 1, but the payoff seems to be coming out a little too soon. And just out of nowhere, now look at this, Jason with the faulty dive, going back right after immediately with the ball, with the pull on to Aeon. Nice work here by KZP, but the Divine Judgment already out of the equation here. Now they have everything else. All the ults for the most part are online for evossg, but they choose not to go for the fight. 80 seconds to the turtle. Potato throwing out. No caution to the wind as he just deals some damage onto Sync and Jason. Jason with the jump onto Soul. Soul here still has the penalty zone, waiting for the exact moment to pull it through. JPL letting KZP taste the bite of Koopa. Alright, they disengage. Walkie grass going to Potato.
Good disengage here. Turtle's going to be spawning in about a minute, and they are going to be focusing their attention there. What I need to see here from evossg is for them to start pushing up the lanes from the top side into the mid lane, for them to have priority over this turtle. That's going to be crucial. If carry secures that as well, they will be able to melt the turrets quite faster, quickly. As I say that, Divine Judgment onto Aeon, but Aeon still fighting, manages to trade himself off there. As I say, as this continues, Jason with the flicker rage catches none, actually able to flicker out there the rest of evossg. But they're still fighting. Leah taking that Potato. Those are 3 guys down on the side of evossg, and Resurgence coming out really on top of that. They only lose KZP in the process, but that is a support, not the core, unlike Potato and Aeon falling down, as well as Soul.
Man, that was possibly the best unstoppable force onto Sana he could ever ask for. Again, it was perfect targeting. Maybe Potato was dead anyways, but the fact that he honed in on the carry was really the nail in the coffin that helped with that 3-1 trade. So far, so good here for Resurgence. They're back in the driver's seat, but for how long? Sync here with the Falling Star Moon onto Pokemon, but Pokemon, ooh! I think he wants to pick a fight. Oh no, it's not enough. KZP is here, and with the pull, that's all she wrote. Down goes the Masha.
The Masha is not working wonders here for evossg.
That looked like justice, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a lot
Pokemon
of
was forcing
justice.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Abyssal Arrow not
Pokemon was
connecting.
forcing it.
Jason?
Oh, but wait.
Big rotation here from Resurgence. Soul going to be forced to flicker out there. The Abyssal Arrow does connect onto Jawhead, but not going to be the right objective here. And while that's happening, over to the bot lane, Sync is going to be doing his job. And Masha, Pokemon, needs to stop this push. This turret is going to go down. And this top lane engagement here by these guys. Resurgence making sure that they zone out the rest. There goes the Divine Judgment onto Soul. Soul gets ejected, and he's going to get taken out. Nice penalty zone. No follow-throughs there by the rest of the team.
Okay, it feels like Soul was really keeping the penalty zone for the perfect moment. And I don't know, maybe before you die could be the best perfect moment, but look at this Aeon hit with the ejector. Survives, but just barely. Down goes JPL as Jason pins him to the wall with the bouncing ball. And just like that, it's a 2 for none. But Pokemon looks like round 2 between him and Sync. But Sync is just going to be way too fast for even Masha to run after. Pokemon just going to go ahead and clean out his own jungle. Ooh, it's looking tough for Evos.
Nice arrow on to Sana. Not a lot of damage though. 8 seconds, 7 seconds until the Lord spawns. And this is an objective that evossg wants, and they do not want to give away any blunders. The gold lead is highly, highly in favor here of Resurgence, and they can really reset the fight later on if they manage to pick off Leah first and not get caught by KZP.
The unorthodox, well, slightly unorthodox lineup on evossg in game 1. It was forgivable because it had some fundamentals, but this tankless, maybe push type strategy right now that they're employing, it seems a little too out there to work against an angry Resurgence who was clutching for a game 3. So I don't know what Evos was thinking. Honestly speaking, Eon Selena here, a little underwhelming as compared to what Jason brought to the table in game 1. So I can't say I'm surprised so far, all right? So far, the little bits of brilliance that Evos showed us, it seems so far behind now as they commit a penalty zone onto 1 just to shut down Jason, to take down a Kufra. Nomad, I'm not liking it. This is not something that looks like a winning form, a winning strategy from Evos as they mount a defense against this level 1 Lord.
But you know, evossg, oh, the Falling Star Moon, no penalty zones available. There goes the Blazing Zuet. Leah would be able to delete Pokemon without any problems whatsoever. Potato, though, takes down Sana from the back lines, and they have to reset here. Soul's gonna be forced to use the Flicker, but not gonna be lasting any longer there because of Leah, just with the right amount of damage and the red buff. Gets a stun onto Leah, though. They're gonna be following it through. There goes the knockup as well, and that is... This is the same thing that Evos did. They managed to stop a big push from happening, and Potato's going to be chasing down Sync.
Okay, but Potato's not going to force the issue. He knows better than to go ahead and chase after a running Esmeralda. So far, they get out with an advantageous trade. That's a 2 for 1, but despite a 2-for, they did get penetrated in mid, and that is the worst you could get. Like maybe a top push. Well, actually, the lanes are all relatively equal. Depends on what kind of strategy you're going for or what kind of push you want to go for when you're going on the counterattack. But so far, a mid penetration is one of the worst things you could ask for, especially if you are behind this far, 15-9. Sync here just keeping the pressure on in bottom lane as the rest of Resurgence come back on the respawn. Now, Jason waiting in the bushes. Again, this is been such a great coup for a man. 3-1-5, only one death, wherein Evos had to commit so many ults, and it looks like top and bottom are primed for destruction at this point. Look at this, very little health left on bottom, half about on top. 90 seconds away from Lord.
But look at Carry finally picking up that golden staff. Carry's gonna start to hurt. So the game plan here for evossg is just keep Potato alive. JPL does pick up the dominance ice. That is going to be slows for days if JPL is within the area, and that is what they could potentially do against this Claude. As I say that, there was a rage and the revenge, the penalty zone in the backlines here to try to pick Leah off, but that's not gonna happen. Turn's gonna go down. Pokemon finally takes out Sana. Sync in the being chased down by Potato and Aeon, and they're gonna be disengaging. Do not want to overextend.
A turret for Sana. If they, you know what, as on the defense, that's as good as you can get. But they could have gotten more. Again, I think it's a lack of bite. And now they're chasing after KZP. I don't think that's a good idea. Leah here. Not sure what his stacks look like, but he does have the orange buff. They take mid. But look at bottom, Nomad. It's over. All turrets down for evossg.
And they need to start backing off. So it's going to be their sync in a duel to try to prevent Soul from defending this from coming. Lord is going to be coming up as well. So Masha can solo the low. And as I say that, HP's dropping low from evossg. They get Leah stunned out. There goes the Garov from Aeon. It's not going to be enough. Or is it going to be the BMI to reposition himself? This is it. This is GG.
Yep, it's over. Pokemon not going to be enough to defend. We're going to see a game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Under 15 minutes. Resurgence clutches game 2, but to be honest, it feels like Evos was being a little too creative, and there was just too much that needed to go right for this, let's say, interesting lineup to work out against the solid fundamentals that the heroes of Resurgence brings. I think as early as the draft, Resurgence won already, and yeah, game 3 here in this first series in the playoffs is already confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, do stick with us because after this...
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final game of the series between evossg and Resurgence for the Mytel International Championship Series 1 playoffs. We're going to be your shoutcasters here. I am Nomad. Alongside with me is Leo. Natalia is going to be the first man here. What do you think is going to be the adjustment here for evossg to take game number 3?
All right, thank you, Nomad. Good to be here once more, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is going to be match point. No turning back, game 3 in this upper bracket round in the playoffs. And again, what does evossg have to do? Well, to be honest, they just need to be a little safer. They need to go back into the drawing board, see what worked, and play it safe. You know, play it closer to the chest, if you will, and essentially try to mimic what they did in game 1. You know, have a little bit of a creative lineup, maybe have 1 or 2 pocket picks, maybe bring in some cheese, if you will, and then go from there. But that aside, I think they really should just stay away from these unorthodox lineups and play to their strengths. Again, based on experience from the previous day's broadcasts, JPL plays a mean Selena, but in game 2 they decided to give Aeon the reins when it came to playing arguably one of the best support / assassins in Mobile Legends right now, and I think they need to go back into form. So once again, 2 things here for evossg. Keep it simple, all right? Don't go too crazy, and if you can clutch the Selena, give it to JPL. That's my 2 cents here to be able to help out make this match maybe a little more competitive.
Yeah, and interesting enough, they did prioritize the Popol and Koopa. Once again, they're prioritizing the Popol and Koopa. Selena has to be picked up here by Resurgence and not going to be giving out any opportunities for evossg to pick up any information game here. And that is exactly what happened with the Jawhead and Selena pickup.
With that being said, looking at the bans though, they respect the TAMs. very much Resurgence as well as the Esmeralda, and Evos has had it with the lasso chicken in Kaja. So I like how Resurgence is thinking here. They're gonna go for the neck here. They're gonna go for broke and start strong with a Jawhead and Selena. Again, Jason, very lethal on that Selena game 1.
And really, the other optimal choice here is to at least secure a marksman potentially, or one of their cores for that matter. Carry was significant, but Claude is open.
Well, the thing about carry is you're very rarely wrong when it comes down to carry. Very few lineups suffer with a carry. So I'm guessing Resurgence here is the better fit to pick up the carry, because if Evos picks up the carry, that's a lot of danger coming at you with the Atlas, with the Selena, with the Jawhead, especially with Unstoppable Force. It just chooses to target you. If it can get that, you're essentially deleted. So with that being said, they ban out the Kimmy. That's a good pick, I guess, if Evos were thinking about it.
They banned out the Claude. Bad idea.
Yeah, I think they're thinking about it. They're both on the same wavelength here. So yeah, the carry should be popping up here very soon.
Has to pop out. I mean, I can kind of get the Claude ban here. It's going to be a Fatal Links into a Blazing Duet, and that will be detrimental in any big team fights. But a carry will melt down the HPs here of Pokemon and Aeon. We saw that happen in game 1. We saw that happen in game number 2. But they're prioritizing the X-Board over anything else.
Okay. Well, I think that I understand, because the carry is not a priority for them. They don't need to pick up the carry right now, and if carry goes over to Evos, then all the better, because they can hunt him down.
Oh.
So it's the Angeline combo put in here by Evos, and I'm liking this draft much better than they did in game 1 or 2. Both games pale in comparison to the safety and the potential of this game 3 lineup.
And you really can't go wrong with an Angeline combo. And there, with that being said, that is going to be the carry being the final pick. Things are relatively not looking good for Resurgence here. I could say that myself. It's a 51-49 draft, and I'm leaning towards Evos for this one.
Again, that telegraph carry here, it's easy. You know, it was the very last pick that RSG had, and there's nothing wrong with their lineup. It's just that the potential for damage and the snowball from Evos, especially coming in from a loss in game 2, it's just all the more tangible. I can smell it. You know, the way that they just want to end game number 3. It's inevitable. So yeah, I think I'll agree, Nomad. Maybe not a 51-49, maybe even like a 60-40. You know.
And I mean, it's not going to be that much of a loss here for Resurgence or Evos if they lose this. Oh wait, this is elimination. I forgot. This is the lower brackets. It's all or nothing now. Yeah, we'll be having the upper brackets later today as a final matchup. This is the lower brackets.
This is the lowers. Oh, you're right. I almost forgot. This is the lowers.
This is all or nothing now.
So no downloads at all. Cannot afford it, my dude. Cannot afford it. Oh. All right. Well, all the more interesting.
All the more interesting indeed.
High stakes, ladies and gentlemen. High stakes.
Because we kind of got used to upper brackets first and then the lower brackets, and now lower brackets.
I mean, that's how the MPL does it, but this is the Mytel International Championships, and we do a little different here. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Share it, comment on it, and let us know who you want to go up and move into the rest of the playoffs. Are you for Resurgence or are you for evossg? Leah with that orange buff, raining down the damage, but Sync looking low. Interestingly enough, they give Sync the Selena, not Jason.
Huh. And Jason is relegated to this X-Borg role. And a steal on the buff is not gonna happen here. KZP pops out the AoE, dropping HP's low, but not really converting it just yet. Oh, I just realized this is good synergy from Resurgence. It's the Atlas X Borg synergy.
Yep, links into the insanity.
Things are gonna be insane later on, and
Fatal insanity. I'm sorry, it's
Link sanity.
all right. we'll let that sit. We'll let that sit. Now, Pokemon down here in bottom has 2 buffs on him, just scaring Sync out of that bush, and he's just gonna take this small camp as Jason clears the waves.
The waves will be cleared. Pokemon overstaying his stay in the enemy jungle, but will manage to steal up a couple of resources there, and he is eyeing down Leah. Leah's gonna be able to manage survive. Has the Tempest of Blaze available, and is gonna be committing that in order to at least stay safe, relatively speaking, against Sana. But that is going to be Sync caught out, and he manages to survive. And that's the Heart Guard being forced on to Pokemon as well.
I think a few bits of timing were off. If they could have, they would have puppets on a string to stop Sync from moving and score the first blood. But again, you're not gonna force anything that you can't commit to. And this is new for us in this series. You know, 3 minutes in, no first blood just yet.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
Man, this is a close fight. 3 minutes to the game, and I like how Resurgence isn't as aggressive in game number like how they were in game number 1 and game number 2.
Yeah.
They are playing it safe. They're gonna make sure that they meet their spikes first before they go on for a team fight, and it's crucial for Leah to get his spikes.
Well, it makes sense because this is a different Selena, right? We were expecting it on Jason, and it's just a different type of play. But now look at this. I think Pokemon's ready for round 2. He gets the Tempest of Blades onto Sync. Sync looking really low, but it looks like KZP is not going to be able to pop the Fatal Links. I already think he did. And there's the Insanity by Jason. They go ahead and take Sync down from the back. So looking low. He's not going to get to kill KZP. Instead, he goes down, surrendering his life over to Leah. And looks like they need to just secure their own buff. They actually get it. Now Leah just barely dodging Eon with the Rage and the Revenge. They get the kill onto the carry. And now Jason next on the docket. Executed by Potato. And just like that, KZP tries to go save what's left of his team. And it's actually Sync and KZP who just respawn to go back and try to stop this turtle take. Will it be enough, Nomad? Because Pokemon here, I think he means business. It's a 3v2. Another Tempest to finish turtle. Sync gonna be backing out. Potato here with the puppets, with the love waves. KZP is gonna be next up. JPL taken out by Popol. And up next, KZP. Oh, he misses. Pokemon taken out by Sana from all the way down into the river with the smart missiles. And now Leah raining down the damage. Sync and Soul 1v1. The Insanity popping Potato. Now Jason fighting back against 2. I think this fight has to stop here, Nomad. These 2 teams, they just can't continue like this. It's overextension on both ends.
You know what that famous song from in the early days of YouTube is? Let the body set the floor.
Yes, the bodies have indeed hit the floor.
And it's either it's Raining Men or it's Let the Body Set the Floor. Depends on your perspective. And we saw a lot of bodies hit the floor from both of these sides. JPL gets ejected, manages to survive though. Disengage. I just gotta say though, earlier on in that the latter part of that fight in the turtle pit, in the turtle area, I mean, that was where KZP managed to secure a 3-man Fatal Links, but no follow-throughs were available from Resurgence. If there were follow-throughs there from their side, if Jason's Last Insanity was available, that could have completely went towards Resurgence way.
Yeah, it was a delayed Link Sanity. I saw the Link Sanity here in the aftershocks of that long team fight. But yeah, it was more of a Insanity. It was a Fatal Links first, and then Insanity. So, you know, you can't have your pie and eat it too, or your cake and eat it too all the time. But, you know, it's fun to see when it does work, you know. KZP with the 1-2 punch on Jason. It's beautiful.
And will the boxing still continue, though? as Resurgence, Jason gets spotted out here on the top lane.
No more Firaga armor. I think he's gonna go down here. There's the Blades and the Tempest. Well, it's one move. Aeon here, not gonna survive. Down he goes. Diving behind the turret will be Leah and Sync. And they take the first turret of the game up top. And again, round 2 here in the turtle, now up top.
They really want turtles here. It's Leah wanting to be able to split push and actually melt down the turrets. But at the same time, it's Pokemon wanting to split push and tear down the turrets. Because Leah has to roam with his teammates. If he doesn't, he'll fall down quickly. But they're on the hunt here for a Pokemon who's going to be the Pokemon trainer here. And Pokemon manages to get away.
Does not get caught, man. Does not get caught. Oh, but Sync, though, getting bit down by Koopa. And now here we go with the Insanity into the Lynx, all right? It doesn't have to be the Lynx into the Insanity. They show us here that they can be versatile. It could be one over the other. But now Pokemon, is he going to answer back? Nope, he's going to get his purple buff first. Soul just barely surviving. How chunky is a Uranus? That's how. He's able to go into 4 people and walk away. But that turtle, second one, going to go over to Resurgence. But they lose bottom, all right? This is good timing here for Evos as they trade out permanent objectives for temporary ones. I'm liking it so far.
Look at the EXP graph, though. It's not... We're not seeing any good progress here from the side of Resurgence. That's a bit concerning because as long as Evos is levels above Resurgence, they should be able to come out on top despite not having a lot of economy working for them.
But if even your EXP is down, man, that's a whole nother story. Now look at this. A fight gonna break down bottom. KCP looking low. JPL caught out in the middle of it all. Sync gets the final touch. And they disengage. Look at this. They just made the call. You know what, JPL, if he dies, he dies. All right? We'll pick a fight elsewhere. And Jason already locked in his immortality. That's basically, what, 2 or 3 ults you have to commit just to take down the X-Borg.
And Jason slowly becoming a problem. Because if you're running a funnel strategy, typically if you funnel very well onto your core and you have an X-Borg has more effectivity, more bang for the buck, so to speak. No matter what his items are, he will almost always be able to split push, and he adds a lot of elements in the team fights as well, just zoning a lot of people. Good Fatal Links, they're on to 2, taking down the turret at the same time. Hard guard on,
Leah.
and Leah is gonna get taken out, and Aeon will finish him off. And this is evossg going out on top. Sana goes for the ejection onto Soul. Closes down on him, takes him out. It's a positive trade for Resurgence. They take down the turret and they take down 2 people. Abyssal Arrow is going to be connecting on to Potato. He's feeling like a potato right now. And there goes the last Insanity, bringing down HP slow onto Aeon. He gets taken out though by Sana.
Yep, their damage is out. This is JPL praying for Koopa to come back, but it might be too little too late. He gets the bite onto Jason, but Jason still has his immortality. That's a losing fight, JPL. Let go. Man, to be honest, I really thought that by trading out for Leah, Evos would win out, but no. With the shutdown on Pokemon, who apparently, Nomad, has no kills. All of the kills that Pokemon has been working on ended up on other people. So Pokemon has been scoring well, but just not on him, so he hasn't been making the most of his bounty hunter, despite evossg's winning position here. What an interesting team fight that actually just turned it around. Now Pokemon wants to go for round 2 and score some kills for himself now. He has his bite onto Leah, waiting. Down goes Eon. From the back, there's the Tempest of Blades. On to Leah and a few more. Leah in the middle of it all. Pokemon finally gets his first kill of the game. Cassie P gonna be up next. Double for the Ling. Soul takes Sync. JPL goes down with Sana taking in the score, and Jason hiding into the side. Look at this. He's like, nope, I don't want any part of this, guys.
He's
nope.
gonna get
Potatoes
spotted out by Potato. Yeah,
Puppet on a string. Oh, Cyclone Eye into a death with the help of Lord. I'm not sure if Lord swung onto him, but yeah, that's a wipeout here for evossg scoring it against Resurgence and a free Lord. I guess one of the earliest lords we've seen in today's 3 games so far at 11 minutes. Okay, good turnaround here for evossg after losing that big team fight earlier.
Look at that gold graph. It was working so well for Resurgence, but then they overstayed in the top lane. And that's a turnaround. Something that they do not want. I mean, they secured the lead. They should start disengaging there and choose their fights wisely in order for them to at least move forward into the tournament. But evossg now stands a chance in stealing this opportunity from them.
Yeah, the elimination is just so real right now, Nomad. It's inevitable. I feel it. It's coming up very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here for Resurgence, they need your energy. They need your energy. You need to send some good vibes right now because that big team fight they lost, plus the Lord. Man, I think it's the conversion to Lord that really matters. And right now, this red buff for Lilia is just lost. Pokemon took it. Oh, man. Pokemon took it.
And they are sieging all lanes at the same time. There's no way that Resurgence would be able to defend this for now. They need to wait for this middle lane turret to go down. The only way for them to fight is within their base. And they need to make sure that the Fatal Links connect here for KZP. And KZP gonna try to go for the Fatal Links. Gets the ejection onto Soul. Not gonna be enough damage. He's gonna be forced back. There goes the Fatal Links onto 2. And Leah's gonna be able to take down the one Pokemon in the back line. Is gonna go for the Tempest of Blades. Angela's gonna go for the Heart Guard. And this bottom lane turret is gonna go down without a doubt. With 2 members down, Leah, Sync, and KZP left alive. It's a defense of a lifetime here as the siege still continues here for Evos.
Okay, look at this. Pokemon making an interesting decision, but it might be the right one in the long run. As he backs out, helps this minion wave push up and just keep the pressure. So far, Resurgence is still in it, all right? Whoever sent their good vibes, it's working, guys. They were able to defend because it could have really ended right there, especially with that Lord marching in. If it was a wipeout for them, that could have been it. It was a GG, but they're not going to fall just so easily, not just yet.
Let's have a look at how the items are going here. Dan, it's not looking good. I mean, Carrie is almost locked in with her items. She has a Queen's Wing, so she'll be she'll last longer in the fights. But look at Ling, and as I say that, Ling is gonna get shut down. As we've been talking about this, we just said it, that Leah is starting to become a problem. Her items are gonna get locked in, and JPL's HP is gonna be melting like a hot knife through butter. Top lane is gonna get pushed though by Soul. Is he gonna be giving his life for this push?
Oh Lord, Jerome, I think you are right because this might be a mistake on Soul. You know what? I thought he was gonna do it, but good call on Resurgence sending more than just one person to defend. And if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be Soul. What? Consecration gonna be enough? Nope. Sync gets him down. Jason popping the last insanity here. Is Potato and Aeon really enough to take down the next board? I don't think so. Alright, so this is a nice swing back by Resurgence, but how much really could they do? Pokemon here gonna be answering this steal on his purple buff. Nice Rage and Revenge combo here by Aeon. Last Insanity though, gonna be popped here by Jason! And Sync looking low. Evos, Pokemon with a Potato inside of him, gonna be running around, trying to get some energy first before he goes for round 2. Waiting for that Tempest, I believe. So far, it looks like it's anyone's game once more, I think. With SG, with evossg a little bit on the advantage, but Resurgence putting up quite the comeback.
A comeback that would not pale in comparison to a bunch of other comebacks that we've seen. This is the closest we've seen these two fights. It's not a complete stomp. It's not a comeback that happened after a big blunder. Both of these teams are playing it real smart. They're making sure
competitive.
It's very competitive. They're picking their targets properly here.
Oh, they're trying to sneak this Lord out. They're trying to sneak this Lord out, Pokemon. He needs the time. His Blaze of Tempest. Tempest of Blaze. Can he get it? Oh, they got it! And KCP is going to go down here, but Soul goes first. Jason gets the kill. Pokemon putting KZP to sleep. No more links for you, my son, my friend. Leah gonna go down as well, I think. This is going to be sync up next. Yes, it is. Pokemon taken with a triple, and it's just Sana and Jason left. Nomad, at any moment now, we could see an elimination in the playoffs. Sana and Jason, they need to play it very smart here. Do you think they can do it? I think Jason on that X-board has a potential. I think he has a chance.
Yeah, he has the last insanity to clear out the waves too. But there goes the Tempest of Blaze to bring down the HPs of Jason low there. Sana's gonna go down. Aeon's gonna be forced to low HP. Jason doing the best of his ability to defend this. 7 seconds until KZP spawns out, but I don't think it's gonna matter because the base is open. Minions are pushing in. KZP has to make sure this works. Oh, Jason's still up!
Oh!
Lord's pushing in too.
It's not over until it's over. The heart of a champion. Resurgence fans, man. Resurgence fans, they believe. They believe. The Lord is just attacking heroes. It's not over.
It's not over until the fat lady sings, and the fat lady is not going to be singing because the pause is going to be for Resurgence to keep carry alive, and we are going back into the game.
Here we go. Here we go. Back in the action. Back in the action.
Man, this is close. Let's have a look at that gold swing there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's slow
For a bit.
It's slowly disappearing here for evossg. It's only 1,000 gold difference, but these guys are already max level. They should have all of their items available, and yes, they do. Aside, save for a couple of things. If anything, masks should be sold up now in order to make way for other items. As I say that, Pokemon gonna try to go for the fight here. There goes the Tempest of Blaze, not really dishing out a lot of damage. Nice, Fatal Links there, and that is the HPs dropping low though by the side of Resurgence, but they're still alive. They can regenerate, but here comes the minion waves. There's gonna be a top wave being pushed up. They're going to be forcing it. They are going to be eliminating Resurgence. evossg is going to go on to the next stage of fighting here at the Mytel International Championship playoffs.
Oh, no, man. As interesting as that was, it was kind of anticlimactic because we literally paused just for one final team fight, and it wasn't even a bloodbath. It was more like so I guess we'll force you enough to back off and just focus down on your turret, and it was inevitable, I believe. There just wasn't enough time for Resurgence to regroup.